So we've been getting another wave of fake guitarists being exposed, and I'm going a little bit insane. Why? I think that there are different tiers of faking guitarists do, and I think some of those tiers aren't faking at all. Yet people think they are faking, and then the tiers which absolutely count as faking and deceitful and borderline like scammerish, people think is fine. So what the hell is going on? Whether or not someone is faking or dishonest is actually context dependent. I know we all like to jump to conclusions based off of the first shred of evidence, just as the founding fathers intended, but intent matters, and I'm going to prove that to you in this video. We're going to go through the 4 levels of guitar faking to understand why. So I'm going off of 2 factors here to determine the tier of faking. One is, can they actually play what's being shown in the video? And the second is, what is their intent? Why are they sharing this video? Why are they making music? If you want to listen to a band that doesn't fake their playing, check out my band Lost in Us on every single streaming platform up there. So tier 1 is miming to their own recorded track. So what does this mean? If I record a track that I can 100% play, and I record a video of it, but the video is after the fact of the recording and I'm just miming along, that is what this tier is. Think of a music video, right? The band is not actually playing the song live during the recording of the music video. What you're hearing is the recorded song being synced up on top of that. Here's a demonstration. So this is a riff I recorded. First, you'll see me recording it actually live. Then the second video is me just miming along to it. As you can tell, both are convincing. I do have a hand injury, which is why I don't play the riff perfectly. Trust me, I'm not just making that up as an excuse. So yeah, don't get on me too much for the bad playing there, but here it is. Okay, now is the fake. So can they actually play what's being recorded? Well, yes, they can, right? The audio is not edited. They are playing what you're hearing. So what's the intent here? So here's a secret. This tier of faking, which is miming to your own recorded track, this is how I do most of my covers. Oh, the heresy, oh, he's faking. Why do I do this? The simple answer is that it's just easier to make videos this way. For my covers, I record a ton of guitars, right? Sometimes there's up to 6, 8 guitars playing different things. The recording process can be a mess. I'm constantly retaking the tracks I mess up. I'll sometimes do them multiple times in different tones just to see what the difference is. Recording all of that stuff live at the time of recording, first of all, my camera space is gonna run out. Second of all, I'm gonna have tons of footage to edit through. Third of all, I might forget to press the record button again. There's so much that you'd have to keep track of. It just becomes really tedious. So doing it this way just makes it efficient. But I am playing 100% of the audio that you're hearing. So here's another secret. Lots of your favorite bands do this when they do their guitar playthroughs, right? They just play through the song, but they are miming. They're not playing at the time of the actual recorded video. And sometimes they don't even record like the actual playthrough. Like they just have the guitar track in the actual song turned up a little bit in the mix. Sometimes that's not even the case. There's very few from what I've seen that actually play it live in a guitar playthrough. Do I consider this faking? No, I don't, because again, they are playing the actual guitar in the recorded song. They can play the actual guitar, so it's just done for the sake of efficiency when it comes to video. We're not trying to fool anyone. Sometimes in these videos, the guitar's not even plugged in. Right, and some of these bands that are doing these guitar playthroughs, you can see the guitar is not plugged in, so it's not a live recording. But because they can actually play the piece and the intent is not deceitful, I don't see this as an offense at all, right? If you do see it as faking, just keep in mind, this is how a lot of guitar covers are done. And it's how a lot of guitar playthroughs are done of bands, so I mean like 80% of the content there is fake in your opinion. I'm just putting that out there. Tier 2, okay, editing in the studio. What does this mean? Now, most songs today are edited in post after the recording. For guitar, this can mean aligning it to the grid, so, you know, like time aligning it basically, quantizing, cutting out sections where the guitarist might not have muted something properly. The issue that happens here is if a guitarist mimes along to this, they might make a mistake in the video. They might not properly mute a string when it is properly muted in the video. So there's a mismatch. So if the riff is edited in post, that means they can't play it, right? Well, that's actually where things get complicated. So picture this, so a guitarist who has a riff he's recording. So it's a pretty tough riff, but they're good enough to nail it, let's say 1 out of 5 times, right? So you play this riff 5 times, you can nail it once. Maybe some takes have some slight string noise or whatever, or a timing mistake here or there. This is normal, right? We aren't machines, right? No one can play a tough riff perfectly 100% of the time. It just doesn't exist. Even the best guitarists will make minor mistakes. Now, if you're paying for studio time, you want things to go fast. You don't want to waste your money paying for studio time, of course, right? So it's actually faster, and it makes more sense sometimes to splice together 4 takes that are kind of 90% there, or 4 takes that are 100% at different parts of the take, and then splice them together to make the most perfect take. Now again, it's not that you can't get the perfect take, it's just a thing of time and efficiency. The intent here is a little different, right? So we're just trying to make the best song we can. We're not trying to fool anyone. We're not trying to fake anything. We can play the riff. We just can't get it 100% all the time. We have to pay for studio time. We want the process to be efficient. I personally don't really see this as faking if you're, making a song. That's fair game. If you're trying to show off your skills, like, I can understand why that, doesn't sit right with people. But I think the most important thing to know is that, at the end of the day, they can still play the riff. That's kind of what's most important. Tier 3, okay, editing to make something that's actually not playable, or something you can't play. So what does this mean? Okay, so we already live in a society where people feel the pressure to be perfect, right? A lot of musicians get frustrated with their progress. If someone is blatantly faking their playing and doing so to show off how good they are, I do think that's a problem. And this is where I see so much division, right? Oh, it's a good song, so like, who cares if they're faking? Well, I think you should care. If the intent is more than just to make a good song, if the intent is to show off your skills, I think you should be critical of people who fake in that case. I think you should be critical of people who try to deceive and lie and cheat people in any community. These are not traits to uphold or respect. Especially if this guitarist is selling you a course or whatever, right? A defense for this is not, oh, but the song sounds good. I'm sorry, you're missing the entire point of the controversy here. You will see players post videos of raw playthroughs that are clearly edited and not raw, and be like, hey guys, check out my raw playthrough of this video, or of this riff. And then people get upset because it's like, hey man, you're lying. This is not raw. You are not playing how we're seeing you play in the video. And then it's the fans that come out and be like, oh, well, it's a good song, so who cares? But you're not even responding to the issue at hand, right? Do not try to deceive people with your playing if you're specifically uploading content calling out people to look at your playing. Now, I don't really have the technical know-how of how stuff like this is done, so I'm actually gonna play a clip from a video that Jacob Hansen made on his channel.
What I've done here is I've tracked everything at a slower speed, and then I've chopped it and edited it to a faster speed. So down here you'll see this unedited track. Here's what that sounds like. As you can see here, I'm playing it really slow, and that's because I really just need the initial strum of the note, not how long it's held out. And then I can cut them together note by note and fade them together. And then if I join these into one audio track, it looks like this. And you wouldn't even know that it actually was edited.
So again, if you're trying to make a good song, that's much less of an offense. But if the intent is to show off your skills, I do think that's a problem, and I explained why just a few minutes ago. Tier 4, miming to something that's actually like not humanly playable. So can they actually play this? No, because no one can. So if you're trying to show off how much of a shredder you are, then yeah, this is like quite obviously faking. Because you can't play this and possibly no one else can. Yeah, so like it's just blatant, like, yes, this is faking, okay? I think we can all agree. There's kind of a truth under all this. People are going to be turned off of your music if you are editing your tracks even a little bit, even if you're completely honest about it. And I just wanted to clear all this up because it's like people get caught up with the wrong issue. Goalposts seem to shift all the time. And I guess the other thing here is that when people get called out, we're not saying that they can't play. No one's saying that this person cannot play guitar. Again, that's moving the goalpost. The dishonesty is the issue. Can they play what they are claiming to play? If you think about it, who is better at faking guitar playing? The people that can't play at all or the people that can play? Obviously, the people that can play will be the ones that can better fake the playing, right? That shouldn't be hard to understand. Because you know how real playing looks, you know real techniques, you know all the ins and outs of how to fake something. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. It's been really bothering me reading some of these comments. So yeah, people just are not focused on the right thing, and I think it just sets a weird... It's almost like we're normalizing dishonesty in the guitar community, and again, do I have to explain why that's a bad thing? Like, come on. Let's get real here. Let's focus on the real issue. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something, and I'm gonna go back to faking all my guitar videos.